Hey y'all, what's good, beautiful people? It's your girl Tay, and I'm here yet again with another update. I'm so sorry for the delay, you guys. It's just been rough. I have been going through it. I've had this toothache. In between that, y'all know I got a lot of kids. I got 6 of them, and I have a lot. This past weekend, I had to do all 6 of their heads. Y'all know what it's like, shampooing and blow drying and all of that. And then I had to braid their heads. And yet again, today, I have to go through all of that all over again. So just excuse me, y'all. I am still researching information. And as a matter of a fact, I actually wasn't going to post a video today, but I saw this article that came across my screen, so I definitely wanted to talk to you guys about what's in it. But definitely make sure you guys smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, plus push the post notification bell button so that when anytime I upload a video, you will be notified. I also wanted to let you guys know that there have been some new states that have been added on to the P-EBT approval list for the 2020-2021 school year. So I'm going to give you that information as well, along with the names of the states that have been approved for the emergency allotments for the month of February. Now, some names are not on the list. However, I have seen in the comment section where people from certain states have told me that their state is approved. I haven't had time to verify that information, so I will give you the name of that state, which is New York. However, I will go back and verify that for myself. But jumping right into things. Okay, Pelosi expects that this next relief package will be signed into law before the unemployment program expires. So we know that that program is set to expire in March 14th, when mostly everything will expire pretty much. I think the eviction moratorium is scheduled to expire in March as well. Okay, but Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said the impeachment trial, which I don't understand. I think, again, this is just a waste of time, a waste of taxpayers' time, even if you don't pay taxes at this point. I don't like saying that term. Whether you pay taxes or don't pay taxes, what we have all come to learn is that the current big C, and y'all know what I'm referring to, it doesn't care whether you pay taxes or not. It'll take your life in a moment. So, I mean, at this point in time, I feel like they are wasting their time yet again with something that is not going to help in the long run when it comes to fighting this pandemic. However, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that the impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump will not delay the chamber's passage of the bill. Yeah, right. Schumer appeared to endorse the House proposal for the stimulus check eligibility and said he is working to include a $15 per hour minimum wage into legislation. So I've seen a lot of information from that. It's kind of confusing for some. I think some are under the understanding that they are trying to just put this $15 per hour minimum wage out there right away. But the last piece of information that I saw suggests that they are trying to do it gradually. They want to have the wage go up to $15 by year 2025. So, I mean, honestly, I don't really think it does much good. I keep saying this. I don't think that they're hearing us. Even if they were to have the minimum wage go up to $15 in the year 2025, whatever it costs to live now, it's not going to be the same in 2025. So in 2025, I'm pretty sure it's going to be more expensive, and the $15 minimum wage is still going to keep people pretty close to the poverty line. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, I've seen it as long as I've been alive. I've been here 37 years, and since I've been working, which is since I've been 14 years old, the more they try to make it seem like as if they're helping you by increasing this minimum wage, is really not doing anything, because they're not increasing minimum wage but bringing down the cost of living. So it's not balancing out. You have to be super rich or wealthy or come into money, how do you say it, hereditary, come into funds by family blood in order for you to not fall to the circumstances of what's going on right now. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi expects the Democrats will pass their next package before the programs. I already said that. Anyways, she said this last Thursday. I don't really think she has an idea of when it's going to come out. But as we know from right now, 9 House committees this week started to write and advance their portions of the bill. That's what I was telling you guys about in one of my previous videos. So what's going on right now is they're negotiating. The Republicans are trying to write up some amendments that the Democrats can possibly add, and from what I know, those have been rejected. On the same time, there has been some additions that the Democrats wanted to put into this legislation, and that has also been rejected. So right now, there's just a whole lot of bickering going back and forth. However, With these 9 House committees this week starting to write their portions of the bill, it says Democrats are expected to pass through budget reconciliation without Republican votes. So they're still going to try to do this without getting any support from their counterparts. Pelosi says she expects the panels to craft this legislation and be done by the end of this week. The budget committees will then combine the policies. Once the completed bill goes through the Rules Committee, the full House can vote on it. So hopefully, they do get it done by the end of this week. Hopefully. That's a really big hopefully, because I don't think that they can get it done. The Senate, which is holding former President Donald Trump's second impeachment trial, is trying to push forward with passing the pandemic relief at the same time. Earlier Thursday, Chuck Schumer told reporters the trial is not delaying approval of the aid package. The legislation faces more challenges in the Senate than in the House. In an evenly split chamber, a single Democratic defection would stop the bill's approval. And as of right now, they think that single Democratic defection would come from Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin is pretty upset because he wanted the stimulus checks to be more targeted. He actually was okay with them being around 50 to 40,000 phase out. Whereas right now, they are at $75,000 for a single person. I think $112,050 or $112,500 for head of household, and then $150,000 for a married couple. Once you reach $100,000 as a single person and then $200,000 as a married couple, then the stimulus check is completely, you're ineligible for it. You don't get nothing. So at $75,000, that's when the phase out starts. He wanted it to start lower than that, and it's not working out to do that right now. So this is where I say, I don't want anybody to get their hopes up. I'm certainly trying not to get my hopes up. It sounds good that they're going to go through with the budget reconciliation and try to get this passed without using the Republican votes. However, they got somebody who's a Democratic opposing this bill. I don't know, you guys let me know what you think down in the comment section. The Democratic priority of the 15 minimum wage, which the House Education and Labor Committee approved as a part of the bill this week in particular, may not survive the process. So that's another thing basically that they're trying to take off of the table. However, I think that's pretty much as much information as I want to give for that. That not really a whole lot has changed when it comes to stimulus. You guys know I don't ever come on here. I'm not going to come on here and say, oh, wow, it's passed or great news. None of this is great news. It's just the more of the same thing that we went through in 2020 that they're now repeating in 2021. They're going to continue to go back and forth. They're going to continue to cry and stomp their feet and have little temper tantrums so that they get what they want. The Republicans don't want Democratic states to have any funding. The Democrats don't want the Republican states to have any funding. At the end of the day, does that sound like they're really doing this for the American people? No, because why is it separate? Democratic and Republican. Who cares? Everybody needs the assistance right now. But again, we're dealing with politicians, and you guys know how I feel about that. Moving on. So let me give you guys the names of the states that have now been added to the approval list for P-EBT. I had to find it again this morning because I accidentally exited out of it. I don't know how I did that, but here we go. So currently, I'm just going to give you guys all of them. Currently, we have Illinois, Indiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota. Congratulations. New Mexico, Puerto Rico, North Carolina, Ohio, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vermont, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. So those are all of the names of the states that have currently been approved for pandemic EBT for 2020-2021 school year. Now, I'm going to give you guys the names of the states that have been approved as of today. So let me refresh for the emergency allotments for February. All right, so we've got Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, District of Columbia, Florida, Georgia, Guam, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. So that is current as of today. Those are all the names of the states that have currently been approved for the February emergency allotments. Not sure if I wanted to give you guys this information or if I wanted to say that. You guys know that tax day is tomorrow. One thing that I did want to let you guys know is that the IRS is scheduled to start accepting tax returns tomorrow, February 12th. I was under the impression originally that they were going to push back releasing the funds for people who claim the earned income tax credit or the which one is it? EITC and the EIC, basically the child credits if you have dependents, up until March, when usually they wouldn't release those funds until February 15th. However, I did call and speak to a professional taxpayer, and they told me that because we're already in the month of February, that the IRS has not released any information and has confirmed that they will be releasing those funds for those who are claiming those credits as of February 15th. So if you guys have already filed your taxes, another thing I also wanted to let you guys know, that they will be counting your 2020 income or your 2019 income when it comes to issuing this stimulus checks, third stimulus checks. Whenever they decide to release it, when they pass it into law and all of that good stuff, it will be dependent upon your 2019 or 2020 tax returns. So if your for those of you who were lucky enough to make a lot of money, if your 2020 taxes are going to be significantly higher than your 2019, then I would highly suggest that you hold off on filing your taxes. However, if it's on the reverse and your 2019 taxes are significantly higher than your 2020, then I would suggest you go and file your 2020 taxes. Whichever route is going to make you eligible to receive the stimulus check. I do believe that everyone who needs who is in need of it, who has suffered significant income loss, whether you were making $100,000 last year and then the year before, or now this past year you made $50,000, I definitely feel like you should definitely take that into consideration. Do what you got to do, what's best for you and your family. So I did want to give you guys that little bit of information. Make sure that you ask questions when you go and you file your taxes. There's nothing wrong with it. I do it. I ask many questions. I get on their nerves. I don't care. But on that note, you guys, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to let you guys go. Look for me in another much more informative video tomorrow. Remember to live, love, elevate, stay safe out there. You guys be blessed, and I'll definitely see you in the next video. Peace.